3rd gen Tacoma aftermarket upper control arms. Do you need them? If so, do you need to buy the big expensive ones? Starting off, we're going to take a look at the factory 3rd gen upper control arm. If you take a look at it, just standard stamped steel. These have been on my truck for 75,000 miles, mid-Michigan. So road salt, obviously. You got a little bit of rust, not too bad. Rubber bushings seem to be intact. Ball joint, still functional. No rattles, no ticks, holds alignment, nothing wrong with them. Taking a look at the construction on them. Again, just the stamped steel. Now, a lot of people think, it's factory. It's not good quality. For the application, upper control arm, only job it has is to hold that spindle. It does not take nearly as much abuse as a lower control arm. So, when you look at it, this is adequate for anyone running factory to a 0 to 2 inch lift. You don't need anything else unless you have specific race application or you're really beating hell out of your truck, rock hopping or things of that nature. So yeah, you really don't need to change them unless you're going over a 2 inch lift, because then you run into problems with the ball joint angle and getting in alignment. Now we'll take a look at some aftermarket control arms. Before I show you, I know what everyone's going to say. Why the hell did you buy those? All right, I didn't go with SPC, didn't go with the JBAs, didn't go with Icons, didn't go with Camberg. We went with KSP forged aluminum upper control arm. Okay, why did we do this? If you take a look at it, you're going from rubber bushing to urethane bushing. All right, right off the bat, the urethane bushing, the positives, you're going to have better response out of your suspension and less flex. All right, negatives, sometimes these things can be really, really annoying and squeaky. There's things you can do to mitigate that. However, we're not getting into that right now. Okay, there are Zerk fittings to oil. The construction, you're going from stamped steel to forged aluminum. All right, I've looked at many different websites, different specs on these, and I'm getting everything from their 6061 to 6082 aluminum. All right, not sure which one it is, but either way, they're both strong, they're both adequate. As far as weight reduction, I'm going to say they're both about the same. So the biggest thing, a lot of people look at this and say, why would you trust your life with this thing? They complain about the ball joint. All right. It comes with a grease fitting. Keep it greased. Okay. I've got years of experience in automotive mechanics. I've installed things for customers from the cheapest Chinese parts to the most expensive aftermarket. All right, keep it greased and we'll see how it does. So let's take a look at what comes in the box with these KSP forged aluminum upper control arms for the 3rd gen Tacoma. You're going to get 2 control arms. Comes with the ball joint installed, Zerk fitting installed there. The hardware bag comes with your lock nuts, nylon lock nuts, all the hardware, the Zerk fittings for your bushings, the sleeves for your bushings. Comes with a full set of polyurethane bushings. Comes with dust covers. And all the washers you're going to need for installation. And of course, it comes with some stickers. Who doesn't like stickers? Now let's talk about, do you actually need them? Okay, if you're running a 0 to 2 inch lift, my opinion, you don't need them. If your bushings on your factory ones are worn out, ball joints worn out, and you want to go ahead and just give it a try, go for it. But my opinion, the factory upper control arm is strong enough and is adequate for a 0 to 2 inch lift. You don't need to change them. You don't need to upgrade them. Just my opinion. All right. Once you start breaking that 2 up to 3, we're not going to talk about the 4-inch lift, 3.5. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. I don't recommend it. So if you're over 2-inch lift, you're going to need to correct that the angle, your caster, your camber. You have to be able to get the thing in alignment. If you have specific race application, or you're really beating this thing up off-road, then yeah, you might want to step up to something that's more adjustable. But at the end of the day, when you look at aftermarket upper control arms, you're going from stamped steel to either a tubular steel, tubular chromoly steel, forged aluminum, billet aluminum. In my opinion, anything aftermarket is just fine. There's no need to spend the big money unless you're going with something that you need that you're going to need adjustability from heim joints or anything like a camber would offer. Basically, I don't think you're going to need them. Just stick with whatever your budget can handle. And if you got the deep pockets for the cambers, I mean, I'd buy them if I had the money too. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get these installed. And I'm not going to go through an installation video on that. There's many more out there on the YouTube. So if you need to look that up, check out someone else's videos. There's a lot of highly detailed ones out there. But I can tell you right now, driver's side I just pulled off. Pain in the ass trying to get that bolt out with all the wires and cables for the battery terminals up there. So stay tuned. We're going to get these installed, and tomorrow morning is alignment day. We'll see how they work out. Alright, so alignment's complete. Everything's installed. Go ahead and show you what came out on the alignment, and as expected, everything turned out good. That's what it looked like prior when I dropped the vehicle off, and that's how it's sitting now. So, like I said earlier in the video, I have no issues with these things yet. I've got about 70 miles on today, expressway, side roads. Did a little bit of hard turning, hard braking, no noises out of them, no squeaks. Everything seems pretty good right now. Steering feels a little bit more responsive. Maybe that's the urethane bushings, or maybe that's just the placebo effect of putting something new on your vehicle. So, well, we'll give it some time. I'll do a follow-up here in the near future. Hopefully it's not a follow-up of these things falling apart, but we'll see. If you like this content, go ahead, like and subscribe. Got plenty more to come. I'll be doing a little bit of some 2-track riding in the local area. Be doing some camping, just some family fun. And yeah, go ahead and follow us if you want. And that's it.